Hello everybody, we're going to be getting back in the water finally this week. So this video is purely to go through a few do's and don'ts about how we're going to get you all back in the water safely, get you swimming within your ability, and keep you all safe in this new world that we're all living in. So it would be really good if you can watch the whole of this video. It does apply to all sites. It's based around Stratford because that's the one where we've done the filming, but 99% of the things we're going to talk about are relevant to all of the swimming venues that we cover. All right, so first of all, you need to check the times of your session because the times have varied. Okay, so they are varied for the different sessions. For example, Stratford is 5:50 to 6:50, but just check the relevant times for your own swim session, whichever pool session you're going to. Make sure you get the time right. We don't want to be you turning up at the wrong time. Okay, you've got to arrive at the pool ready, and what that means is you've got to be showered and with your swimming costume on, ready to swim. Okay, so I'm going to show you a video shortly which will show you the procedure when you arrive at the pool, where you follow the one-way system. You will be taking your outdoor clothes off at poolside, so not in the change rooms, at poolside, putting your bag at the side of the pool, putting your kit in your bag, and then following the one-way system round to the end of the lane where you'll get in to do your swim. Again, I'll show you the video in a minute, but you're going to have to take your shoes off. There's no shoes allowed in the pool room, and you're going to be sanitizing your hands on the way into the leisure centre. It's designed so there's minimal touch points, and you obviously need to try, when at all possible, to maintain that 2-metre distance. Okay, if you can't maintain 2 meters, obviously try and get it as much as you can. But ideally, we are sticking to the 2-meter rule throughout the whole session, including the rest periods. 2 meters during the rest periods as well. Bring as little as you can to the pool because there's going to be no lockers. They're going to be, let's say, the side of the pool should be absolutely secure because they're going to be in the pool room with us. But we don't want any problems with things going missing. So bring as little as possible if you could, please. In terms of the actual training sessions themselves, we are going to do a 2-week phasing period. Okay, what that means is that we're going to not put too much pressure on you during the sessions for the initial 2 weeks. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. First of all, kit. You're not going to need any kit. Okay, just your goggles and your hat. You're not going to need your flippers, your fins, your paddles, or anything like that because we're going to have no kit to start off with. And the reason for that is because we've got to get used to the new environment, the space that we have around the pool. If we've got 30 swimmers in the pool, all with kit, it's going to be very difficult to police that and make sure that everyone is getting their kit and keeping their distance and all that kind of thing. So we're going to have an initial 2-week period where we just swim. Simple as that, and then we'll get used to the system and we'll take it on from there once we get used to it, because we've got to get used to it as much as you guys have as swimmers. Obviously you can bring a water bottle, but you're going to have to kind of space it out where you put that on poolside when you arrange, when you arrive. So that's fine. Water bottles are fine. In terms of the training sessions, again, there's going to be no beepers. It's all going to be on feel. So the coaches will be describing how the sessions will be operating. Okay, so it'll be easy or it'll be a moderate effort. There'll be very little. There will be some speed work, but it won't be a huge amount because what we've got to try and do is keep down the amount of hard, explosive breathing, which sounds a bit crazy, but if you're doing a 25-meter sprint and you're panting and puffing for breath at the end of the lane, then there is a risk of contamination there. So we're going to keep the effort level, just keep a lid on that effort level. All right, so hope that makes sense. So yeah, field-based sessions, no beepers. They're going to be straightforward, simple sessions. Okay, we're also going to be, so for example, tomorrow's threshold session is going to be short intervals, So we're going to be doing sets of 4 lengths. We're going to obviously try and build the sessions because a lot of you haven't been swimming. Some of you have, so you're going to want to work a little bit harder, but some of you won't have been swimming at all. So we've got to devise the sessions so that those who have lost a little bit more fitness than others don't find it too difficult. But it should be absolutely fine. Everyone should still get the most out of the session. But just to kind of give you a bit of a flavour for how it's going to be, we're not going to be throwing CSS tests at you. We're not going to get you smashing up and down doing long intervals. We're not going to be making you work on the beep at the limit of your ability, because I suspect most people will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, 100 off the pace where they were before. All right, so we are devising the sessions with all that in mind. So threshold session tomorrow, so you'll be doing a lot of kind of medium effort work. When we do the endurance session, there'll be slightly longer intervals but slightly lower intensity, and then we will be doing a little bit of speed work, but it will be minimal, and we'll be trying to space you out as much as possible. Okay, so that's the kind of the way we're going to be doing the next 2 weeks. As we get over this period, then obviously we'll get to know you in terms of your fitness and how you're all looking. And we'll get used to how the new system is working, and then we can start mixing up a little bit and actually getting a little bit more back to normal, if that makes sense. So that's the way the kind of sessions are going to be. If I could just say to you, please be patient. Okay, please be patient with, well, the whole thing really. You know, obviously we're all getting used to the new normal. It can be a little bit confusing about where you need to go and what you need to do. So you need to be patient in yourself, and please be patient with others, okay? Because you might get it straight away and other people might not quite know what's getting on. So try not to get frustrated with people. Be patient, okay? I can't say that enough, please. So that's a little bit about the kind of the start of the session. A few don'ts for you. I'm reading off, actually, while I've got it here, I'm reading off this check sheet, which is the sheet that you should have read when you were signing back up to the sessions. But you should have done the questionnaire, and I'm checking those off to make sure everyone's done the questionnaire. If you haven't done the questionnaire, you can't swim, and we will not let you swim unless you've done the questionnaire. All right. So if you haven't got it, you don't know how to find it, let us know, and we'll get the link to you. Don't come to the pool if any of your household have any of the symptoms of COVID-19. And I don't need to go through the symptoms for you. It's been all over the news for the last 4 months. So if any of you have got any symptoms of COVID-19, obviously don't come swimming. Don't come too early because we can't have people congregating, because it's going to make the social distancing side of things difficult. Don't touch as few surfaces and things like that as you can. And try not to touch anyone else's kit. You know, you're just touching the things that you need to touch. It sounds quite obvious, but just making that clear. Right. So I think what I'll do now actually is I'll show you the video of the route in to the pool, where you're going to put your bag, the route that you need to follow around the pool and into the lane. And then again, when you get out the pool at the other end of the session, and how you leave the building. And then afterwards, I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about the sessions themselves. But I shall see you shortly. So just watch this video. It's a couple of minutes, and I'll see you back here in a second. Okay, so hopefully that video was pretty straightforward. As you've seen there, you've got to follow the blue dots on the floor. Sanitize, take your shoes off, walk through the pool into the pool area the correct direction, and try and maintain that gap. So when you walk into the pool area, you're going to walk straight up the one side. Obviously, this is going to vary for different pool venues, but it's a similar kind of system. So you walk along the one-way system. If you're the first one there, you walk to the furthest point, put your bag down. The next person behind walks along, puts their bag down. Try and maintain the 2-meter gap between the bags and between you. Get yourselves ready, walk around the pool, and get into your usual lane. Okay, the coaches will obviously be there to kind of move you around and that kind of thing. But if you're the first one in your lane, you get into your lane. We're all going to be working in the same direction when we swim. So rather than swimming in alternate directions with the lanes next to each other, we're going to both be swimming. Can I do this? The same way around. Okay. So we're going to be swimming clockwise. So what I want you to do when you first arrive is get into your normal lane. If you're the first one in the lane, you get in on the right-hand side of the lane. You're going to go halfway down the pool. The next person that comes in will get on the right side of the lane, halfway down towards where you are, but leave a 2-meter gap. So we should end up with lanes of 4, 5, or 6 people all lined up on the right-hand side of the pool. And that's where we're going to be doing our briefing. We're going to be doing the briefing with you in the water in your positions. Okay. Obviously, the coaches will be there to explain and clarify this as we go. When we swim the actual session itself, clearly you're going to be needing to leave a gap. You will do whatever the interval is, and then when you finish your interval, you're going to have to stop, and then the first person will stop at the wall. The second person will have to have an awareness of where the first person is. Usually swimmers will know how far behind they are. You're going to try and maintain at least 2 meters, and you're going to have your rest period 2 meters at least behind the person in front of you. So you're going to end up spreading out along the lane again. It's a little bit awkward, but that's what we've got to do. We're not overtaking, so there's no overtaking at the moment. We've got single width lanes, so normal width lanes. We're not doing double lanes, they're all single lanes, so we shouldn't need to do any overtaking because you're still going to be in the normal kind of speed order that you're used to. That shouldn't be a problem. You need to try and breathe away from passing swimmers if you can. I know that's difficult because you need to have an awareness, and some people have trouble breathing on one side. But again, we just got to try and do the best we can as far as that's concerned. Ideally, when you're swimming front crawl, you should be breathing in the water anyway. You're breathing in the water and then turning and breathing out into the water and then turning and breathing into the side. So there shouldn't be any sideways breathing anyway. You need to be breathing down into the water. All right. If you need to rest, then take a rest at the end of the lane, but position yourself in the corner and out the way. Okay, let the other swimmers go through and just make sure you're turned away and not breathing towards them. It's obvious really, but that's the kind of thing obviously we need to think about. Some don'ts. Don't move lanes without discussion with the coach. Okay, we can move you around and there's no problem moving lanes, but let's have a conversation about it. Okay, just be patient, and once things settle down after a few sessions, it'll be absolutely fine. Don't gather at the end of the lanes. You need to kind of maintain that gap. You can still have a chat and all that kind of thing, but you need to maintain that gap all the time. No physical contact. So I know you like to kind of give a bit of a high five and all that kind of thing. If you're doing well, we can't do that, unfortunately. Okay, so please, none of that, for want of a better way of putting it. And also no spectators. We don't usually have spectators anyway, but just so that's out there. So at the end of the session, you will have to jump out of the pool, walk around the same one-way system, collect your bag, walk all the way around the pool again, and then out through the changing room, which you should be aware of on the day, depending on what your coach has described to you. At Stratford, it's the first changing room door. You go out through the changing room, again maintaining the gap. Now, Showers are only to be used if you absolutely need to. So we would prefer people just to get dressed and go. Okay, that's the easiest way. It reduces minimal time, minimal kind of contact time and exposure within the leisure centre. But we understand some people do need to go straight to work. There are some showers. The cubicles are available. The shower cubicles and the changing cubicles, but only use them if you absolutely need to. Okay, we want to try and avoid 30 people having a shower because it's just going to be too much. All right, but if you do need to, there's a handful of people need to use them. That's absolutely fine. What else have we got? What you can do if you're going to go straight home is take a dry robe or something like that and just chuck it over the top, shove your stuff in a bag, and off you go. So think about things that you can bring to chuck on you afterwards to get you home. If you have any illnesses or anything during the session, or you're feeling unwell or anything like that that you think the coaches need to be made aware of, then obviously bring it to their attention, and we'll log that for you and have a conversation with you about what you should do from there on in. So I think that's about it. I've tried to kind of rattle through it and keep it short because I know it can go on, and you guys are going to switch off if we give you too much information. But they are the key points. Please think about it. Again, I've gone right back to the start again. Be patient. That's what it all comes down to. We're all in the same position. Let's look after one another and do the best thing we can. If COVID starts kicking off again, then we're going to lose the sessions again. So we've got to do this to try and keep the infection rate down. I think that's it. This video is obviously going out on the Sunday before the Monday of the first swim session. If any of you got any questions, then ask me or ask your local coach, whoever that happens to be. Let's get you in the water, get you swimming, and let's get back on with these training sessions. They're going to be good. They're going to be different, but they're going to be just as good as they were before in terms of you getting a good workout. So let's get in there and crack on. Couple of weeks time, we'll know where you are, and we can start getting those getting the beepers going again. So I think that's it for now. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know. All right, take care. Bye.